Hello my friends. Well, this video is about my partition wall. It's not 100% finished. In fact, it's about 70% finished, but as you can tell behind me, it's up. Now, I notice a lot of people don't use a partition wall. I suppose if you're out in the wilderness or various camping spots, it's very nice to not have a partition wall so you can swivel your seat and you can have that extra space and a nice place to sit. While I'm in the city 100% of the time, a very urban environment, and for me, I'm not really just going to turn my seat around and have people walking by me. There are a number of places where I park that I need to be a bit more stealthy, like in front of my ex-wife's place. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning 3 days a week to bring my kids to school. So I definitely don't want to be sitting in my front seat turned around and people going, what the heck's up with this guy? They don't need to know that. I guess I'm just more of a private person. So for me, having my seat swiveled doesn't work. If you're in a situation where you can have your seat swiveled, you're in the desert or the wilderness forest, yeah, it's a great idea. But there are some benefits to having a partition. Number one is insulated. I'm going to have 2 inches of polystyrene inside of it, which means it will keep me warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. And believe me, it does make a huge difference. When it's hot outside and you got all this glass in the front, it is really hot in the front, but when I go in the back, talk about my old van, this one I haven't done it yet with, I go back in the back and it's actually noticeably cooler, way noticeably cooler. And into the fact where if I'm in the back and it's a little bit chilly, but it's sunny out, say it's like 9 or 10 in the morning, it's actually nice and warm up here, but it's cold. It's too cold in the back, which is amusing. So aside from insulation, there's also the privacy thing, which I already touched upon. As I've been building this, I really don't like I want to be cut off from the world. I don't want people knowing I'm back there. I don't want to see headlights flashing through or tail lights when people are backing up. And right as you can see right here, this is not 100% sealed yet. That will be dealt with. But I like privacy. I want to be walled off. So privacy is the other big one. The third issue that the partition wall helps with is safety. If you're living in a van and you got all your world's possessions back there, you get in an accident and there's just a loose curtain, that stuff can hit you right in the back of the head and not feel too pleasant. So safety is a third reason to have a partition wall. So here we are, and it's pouring rain. See the puddles? Can you see it or not? I don't know. Oh, there you go. I'm trying to be in a dry spot here, but I'm getting soaked nonetheless. You can see my jacket, it's pretty wet. Hasn't gone through yet, so I'm sticking with it. And yeah, fun times. What am I doing? Well, I'm making my partition wall. And I got the day off today, so rain or no rain, got work to do. So here's the setup. I got this plywood. I'm taking this is the one I found on the ground, and it's pretty gross, so it's not something I want to have exposed, but I did find a use for it. I'm cutting little 1/2-inch chunks off, and sticking them on here. And what that's going to do is that's going to inset. This piece needs to be cut, obviously. Maybe I can fit it over here. Oh, look at that. Almost a perfect fit. Not really. I'm trying to keep my bed dry. Doing the best we can here. Yeah, so this is offset so that I can put the cover on top of this. I'll show you. I'm trying to dry it out over here. It's getting pretty dry now. It's this, I don't know what the heck do they call this? Timber Products. I don't know. It's like Luan. It's very similar to Luan. It's about 4 millimeters thick. And I'm going to be cutting this, and this is going to be what's facing the inside of the driving area. And this is what's going to go in the walls once it dries off and stuff. So lots of stuff going on here. Trying to do as much as I can in the van to stay dry. Oh, and it's kind of an ugly situation, to be honest. Yeah. So you may have been expecting some nice and tidy situation. Oh, Timothy's moved into his new van. Well, gee whiz. My apologies, but tidy it is not. And this floor, I'm going to have to wipe it down. It's got quite a bit of water on it. And guess who forgot his shoes in the other van? So I'm wearing my sandals. And yes, my feet are soaked. So here is my door. Spent a long time doing this yesterday. Basically what I did was, I'll show you this side. I took a measurement of 4 millimeters and inset the door panel back. And I used this 1/2 inch plywood. Quite dark, isn't it? And I just pushed it back 4 millimeters so I can stick the Luan kind of material in front. And then I screwed this in, and then I screwed the Luan into the plywood. This piece here is 2 inches thick, and I put that there for two reasons. Number one, to give the door more, make it a little more robust, and also because this is where my sliding lock is going to go and my handle. So I didn't, obviously can't just attach it into this stuff, right? So you need something substantial to put the handle into. So that's essentially how I made my door. Now, I didn't have enough Luan, and I didn't want to buy a full sheet at $30 or $25 or whatever it was. So I just stuck a piece of 1/4 inch plywood on the bottom. It doesn't look the greatest, to be honest, but it's okay. But I'm going to paint it black, so it should not be too noticeable once it's painted. So right here I have 1 inch cedar planks that were longer. I think they were 2.5, 3 inches, and I cut it off and sanded the edges a bit. One of the tricky things in building the partition was to figure out where to put my seats, because I want to be comfortable to have the seat back a bit, but at the same time it's using up space at the bottom. See that big gap there? I could put some storage there, so it'll be okay. It just means it's using more space. The farther back the wall goes, obviously the less space I have in the back. So it's a trade-off between being comfortable while you drive and losing space at the front. So that's the way she goes. Alright, here's the door in place. Used a heck of a lot of screws on that thing. And because I wanted black screws, they're just drywall screws. Doesn't look the greatest, but I'll have to do. I just gotta put some kind of latch on there. And she's good to go. Of course, I also was gonna stick this insulation in at some point, but it's not really a priority right now. First thing I have to do is get my other van ready for sale. Alright guys, well there you have it. Thanks for watching and be well, my friends.